it because I was talking crazy. What sparked that was there was a dispute over like some money or some equipment that was supposed to take place, and Master P had cussed out C's mom on the phone. So Pimp got on stage that night and he said "No limit" and went off. Master P eventually found him, and I guess somebody said it was a love whooping. Like he let him know he could be touched.
That's damn near incriminating.
It's in the past, but she also did go on to say that you guys made up after that. It was fine, and he felt like he deserved it because he was going on stage saying "F no limit."
The thing about us, like we don't normally fight nobody or beat nobody, none of that type of stuff. That ain't us. That ain't our character. It's like with Pimp C, he had a lot of talent. I really liked him as a person, but I found out that he called me. He said, "Man, I'm sorry. I was on drugs," and like you just wouldn't. It's just easy. Like to me and Lil J like this. We jam. Like that's my OG. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I learned a lot. You'll see in the movie. I got my hustle game from Jay because when I was at the University of Houston trying to play basketball, before I got hurt, I'm in a club and I seen Lil J come in, and he had Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. And so I seen him. He come in the club in a Mercedes with a big main
Jay
coat.
Prince, you talking about?
Jay Prince. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he come up there with a main coat on, Mercedes, and I said, "Man, who's that?" So I went up straight up and talked to him. I said, "Look here, homie, what you do?" He said, "Man, I got a record company." I said, "A record company? What you mean a record company? You rap? What you do?" He said, "Nah, I own the company." And that's why I was motivated to, there's a black man with this type of money,
right,
and he got his own company. I respect that. So at the same time, with us, where we come from, it ain't about once you run your mouth and you do all the stuff, you got to be able to pay for whatever you say. And like with me and Pimp, I never talk about none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. He's dead, his mom dead, so it's like I'm really not. You ain't never heard me sit around and talk about that. I just don't do that.
But I guess he told the story.
Yeah, he told the story to him, but that's. Mm-hmm. Maybe she knows some of the story. She don't know none of the story. But right. that ain't my business. I'm about, I'm not gonna just talk about somebody that can't defend me. I'd rather talk about somebody that can defend themselves. Right. So that ain't me. And I mean, he know whatever he did was wrong. He apologized for it. And there's a lot of people. To me, I always say, two mountains may not never meet, but two men will. So I don't go looking for people. If I see you, like I tell anybody, man, you do me something, I don't care if I see you in church or whatever, you going to have to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You going to have to talk to me. That's just me. I don't, man, I'm a pretty nice guy. I try to do the right thing. I don't mess with nobody. And I just hope, that's just how I live. I say, like, you hear all these beef on wax, go look and check my resume. We never did that. Right. We're not going, if you a real street dude, what you going to talk about beefing with somebody on the record? We just don't do it. When you see him, you address it like men. Mm-hmm. And say, you got a problem with me? That's it. Now you're going to have to show it. You're going to have to prove it, that you mean what you say.
Well, with all these stories floating around like this, how important is it for you to tell your story and not have people tell it for you?
Yeah, well, you know what? The good thing about it, I feel my life, I want to tell the struggle side, where we come from and where we going at and where we grew up, how we changed our lives. Because everybody come from the struggle and come from the stress, come from trying to make it. And to be able to educate yourself, that's what I want people to show, that we come from the streets, but the education took us to a whole nother level to make some serious money, from the project to Forbes. That's what this whole King of the South, Ice Cream Man, bio story is about. And we're not going to hold back. We're going to tell the truth because it's a movie. Mm-hmm. And we able to tell this the right way. Like it's not like Biggie or Pac, they not here, so somebody might tell their story any kind of way. Me and C, I was on that bus with Pac, knowing that I'm the opening up act. And now one day I'm going to turn around and going to be the biggest act in the world, to where these guys going to probably need me. And that was in my mind. That was embedded. Like, I'm from the South, but I'm going to represent the South everywhere I go. And that's what I did. I mean, the East Coast took to our Body and the Ice Cream Man, and make them say, which a lot of people say, oh, you're not the best rapper in the world. I never was trying to be the best rapper in the world. Lil Wayne the best rapper in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make the most money off of what I do. That's what I'm trying to do, and I did this on my own, gotcha. with a great team of people with me. But everybody got to have a vision, and my whole thing was no limit to my success, and I named myself Master P because I'm a master of whatever I do, and anybody that don't understand, they know that we broke the wave to where we could make money in the business. A lot of people you look at from the East Coast, a lot of my friends from the East Coast that did music, they looked at it as just an art. And I'm like, this ain't no art. We got to eat off of this. I got so many poor people in my family. Nobody ever had money in my family. So I broke that curse, that generation curse that we had, that everybody was poor.
And when y'all start taping? Have y'all started filming? Y'all haven't started filming?
No, we haven't started filming yet. We doing the casting right. We still casting right now.
When y'all start filming, do y'all know yet or not yet?
Once the casting is done, and you know, we're in the works of some other things. So once we get done with that, I mean, we ready to go.
Why do you think that down south trap story hasn't been told on the big screen yet? Like you ain't seen a BMF movie or even your film, like how they had, you know, they showed the gang lifestyle in on the West. Why they haven't shown that?
Well, I think it's time now. To be honest with you, like a lot of people don't own their stories. A lot of people don't own things that they need that could make this happen. You know, a lot of these guys got so many people in the pot to with me. It's just me. I could make it move. And I think that's the great thing about this, that we're gonna be able to do something that you know, tell our side of the story from the South, because we had to hustle. We had to break through those chains, because, you know, the East Coast had the best rappers, West Coast had the best rappers, and then for us, people looked at us like, man, y'all just here. Because at first it was like gold teeth. Nobody really tripped on gold teeth. You know, I'm coming with a mouthful of gold teeth. They're like, oh, you country. Now everybody got gold teeth and dreads now, you know, everywhere you go. And I mean, those are some of the barriers that we broke as people.
How was it for you performing on the East Coast at first? Because I know in Luke, in his book, he talks about how they just did not respect down south artists. When they would come to New York, it was
I ain't
difficult.
gonna even lie, New York really just embraced me. They was body. They was like going crazy. I'm like, man, this is, you know, this is what it's about.
Yeah, they
like,
showed P a lot of love.
Yeah, they showed a lot of love in the East Coast, the West Coast, I mean, the Midwest, Cincinnati. I started, this is how I really broke. In the Cincinnati, so I'm on tour with Tupac, Spice One. They got into it with some guys in the club. You know, Tupac was on this dude or lady, but he was drunk. So he on this girl, and I'm like, man, it's about to go down. I'm a dude from the South. You can't mess with nobody, woman. You tripping. So I'm telling Pot and them, like, man, look, man, leave that alone. Nah, man, I'm cool. So I'm like, okay, I'm going over here. Y'all tripping.
Do you?
I mean, he just was on this girl, and the dude walked up and said, look, man, I know you Tupac, I'm a big fan of yours, but that's my bro. He said, nah, she won't be with me. So the dude was like, man, I'm telling you, this is my bro, man. I'm gonna shoot this place up, man. You know how they is out there. I'm gonna shoot this place up. I guess they didn't get it. I told him, man, y'all need to get up on out of here.
Right.
Before you know it. You know what I'm saying? Now they run into the bus. The dude, this how I made my big break. The dude said, Pete, they gone. They had left and went out of town. Man, said, would you perform tomorrow? Boy, ain't nobody shooting at me. I'll be there 2 days. Y'all even do 3 shows, whatever. You know,
So thanks to that girl, you
man, thanks to her, whatever show, I don't even know her name or whatever. You know, that was my big breakthrough. I did like 3 shows down there. You know what I'm saying? And it opened it up for me.
That's great.
Now, Uncle Luke, how much of an influence did he have on you?
Man, to be honest, Uncle Luke had a lot of influence on me, but it wasn't like Lil J, because Lil J was in Houston. I was close to be able to see him. One time, I'll tell you my story about Luke. Like, I didn't know, my first time going to Miami. So they had all these big conventions, rap conventions. I got all these big buses with the ice cream man rap. So I get out, and I guess they ain't never seen nothing like that in Miami before. So I got all my big buses. I think we made the world's greatest brawls after this show. So I parked my buses up there, and a guy come up and say, you with Luke? I just lost it. Man, I don't know no Luke. I got a bulletproof vest on. Look, we out there scrapping, so I'm like, but I ain't think that was Uncle Luke.
Yeah,
the rap. I'm just thinking like, boy, you with Luke? Boy, I don't know. Look out my face.
Yeah.
Then he swung at me.
Damn, right there, right on the spot.
On the spot, man. That was the wrong thing to do. You know what I'm saying? We ate him up out there, right there. and I went to jail. Me and C went to jail. So they got the police saying, why you got this bulletproof vest on and all this stuff? So I'm like, man, they just killed Tupac or whatever. You know me. So I'm like, but that was my uncle. I never really hung out with him, but I always had respect for him because of what he done. You know, he opened the doors. I think, you know, I look at everybody as they got their piece. You know, I feel like I'm the king of the South. You know, I feel like Luke started the whole movement on the end, and I feel like Lil J the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm still like that Tony Montana. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think we all got little pieces to what we to what we could bring to this, and I think a lot of their music is influential to me in making it. What I did was, even with what Rap-A-Lot did, I feel like Rap-A-Lot music was slow. I respected them at the time, but I feel like with Lil J, you know, Scarface, the Mind Playing Tricks, and the music was a little slow. By me being from New Orleans, we had that bounce music. So that's what I brought to the table. I tell people in business, you always got to find a problem. Right. I found the problem to where I say, I got to speed the music up and make it bounce so they could dance to it in the clubs. And that's what we end up doing, and that's how our music caught on. It caught on in the East Coast and the West Coast because it had a little more beat. Because we was always bouncing down. When you see somebody from New Orleans, they coming in just like that. So, and that's what we brought to the game. You know. Now,
when you was here last time, I made the comment about the young lady Mercedes, and you didn't approve of that. And a lot of people online said, "Well, P put her out there like that." And I'm like, "Well, P ain't the same person he was 20 years ago."
See, the thing about that, Charlamagne, I looked at even with us with that, like me, even whatever I did, I'm not even trying to prove them. I'm just saying with us, like it's like we respect. Like if somebody with me, I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna let you talk about it, let nobody talk about nobody else. We are just me. That's the type of person I am. I feel like we just respect all women.
And she wasn't here to
she wasn't here to defend herself or whatever. So I just think, like, I'm not worrying about what the people gotta say on the thing. Me and you on the same page. It's just respect. I feel like we respect women, we respect. It's like somebody respect my mama. I don't care who you is. You disrespect my mama, I'm gonna disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like when people not there, that's the same thing. You asking about Pimp. I'm not gonna disrespect the man. He not here. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff was wrong what they done, but they not here. So I feel like I'm just let that go. That's in the past.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even with the women out here, you know, it's like if that's a female around my camp and she been there, we made money together. I'm not gonna disrespect. I'm not gonna let nobody because that's just me. That's my character.
Like if I'm not here and y'all talking about me.
He probably
would let you disrespect me.
But that ain't me. That ain't my character. I'm not going
Now, P, you got 9 kids, P?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I had a lot of kids. P got 9 kids.
We got 4.
You still working though, Envy? You still working on it?
I got 5 more to go.
Have you been to the Calliope since they, I was there and they were building like the new buildings and everything? Have you been to check it out?
Yeah.
What you think about all that?
They told me you was there.
Yeah.
You know? She stay in the hood.
No, she do. My people, I got a lot of relatives.
Yeah, they definitely came up to me and was like, everybody's name was No Limit something. Yeah.
But think about but that's how you got to look at it. It's like, we still shoot videos. Ace just shot a video back there. I think we the only people that come from the hood that still could do what we do. Because we still, our family still, some of my family, they just ain't gonna leave. You know, I go take them somewhere else, they just going back to the hood. I was like that at one time. And I found myself getting in trouble because I'm like, every time I come home, I end up right back in the project. You know, and I had to change that. I'm like, man, I gotta use the project as a motivation to show them that look what we could do. We could make it out. We could go buy mansions. We could go buy nice cars. We could buy nice things and come from here. And I think that's basically what it is for me now is doing that is important to show. Because that's what motivated me, seeing somebody could be successful and come from there.
Did money ever get funny with you at all when in your whole career in the music industry? Did you ever get to a point where it was losing and you had to do something to get it back?
Oh, yeah,
man. You filed for bankruptcy once, right?
I never filed for bankruptcy. I let people tell me what you need to do, and that's what artists need to do. You got to understand financial literacy. And I start studying this stuff. Like, I'm not gonna let somebody just take control of my life. Money get funny for everybody. I've been on the streets. I go up and go down. You know, watching the Donald Trump story and seeing, but I never had nobody go borrow $500 million from. You know what I'm saying? And start back over. So I had to get my hustle back on, knowing that okay, I'm not selling no records no more. I got to start. I don't mind. That's life. People go through things, but I had to go get my hustle back on and do what I do. And I did. I took my lick. I got the people from around me that I felt wasn't trustworthy, and I started doing my own thing. I look at a lot of stories to where a lot of these guys have money, and a lot of guys that go down, they have serious money, but they let financial advisors take their life. Even to look at a lot of these athletes. A lot of these athletes' lives are controlled by a financial person. We got to cut that off because when you're from the hood, you're like, man, I'm down to my last 20 million. What I'm going to do? Man, cut some stuff off and start doing what you got to do. We don't think like that. Right. I looked at the Mike Tyson story. they just kept on paying his bills. With me, I see my money get low. I'm like, man, hold on.
Restructure. Exactly.
Get rid of you. Let me go handle this. Let me do. Nobody signing no checks. Nobody doing nothing for me. I'm paying my own bill.
And your kids make some good money too.
Yeah, my kids make beautiful money. Romeo paid for this movie. Good thing. You know, that's a real boss. You know, at 24 years old, you come, man, I need 10 going on and whoop, whoop. Okay, cool.
That's got to be a crazy feeling. That's your child paying for your biopic.
And Symphonique made some good money.
Yeah, Symphonique made some great money. And it's like, but the good thing about it is something he wanted to do. So I'm like, if you want to do this and you believe in it, then put your money up. That's what I would do. Be a real boss. If you believe in something, you got passion. He know, like, I mean, look at the NWA movie. I'm like, I don't know why Dre ain't put up the $29 million. Easily. You going to get that back. I mean, look what happened.
Yeah, they got it back immediately.
See what I'm saying? So we got to start thinking like that. But people go on like, oh, this over for you. You did this. Really? Man, we live in the same mansion we've been living in.
You see Lil Wayne has the Louisiana Festival in New Orleans this weekend too.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing.
How does the movie end? How do you decide how it ends?
So the first movie,
it's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy. But the first part, the Ice Cream Man, is going to end. You know, I lose my brother at the end, and you know, he really took to the streets. We took to the music side, and somebody I grew up with my whole life, and I made it, and I couldn't share this with him. You know, that's the part that was more hurtful for me. And you know, in Louisiana, we have second lines and all those type of things for Passovers. We don't cry. We don't. So you're gonna see, we celebrate that. But you know, it's a sad thing because it's somebody that you grew up with and you expecting to make it with you. Right. You know, and he was a year younger than me, so I'm thinking he gonna surpass me. I'm gonna be the first one to go. That's what I'm thinking in my mind, because that's all we know. This is how we live, and we on the streets, and we trying to make it. And you know, I end up selling 500,000 Ice Cream Man records, making a lot of money, and then able to open the doors for the rest of the business. And you know, I mean, it's life. Like everything, every good thing has some kind of thing that you got to pay for. Gotcha. And I feel like that's something that, I mean, in the movie you'll see. I got my cousin. This is where Hot Boy come from.